So the shower space has been ripped open today, and this is what it looks like. So actually compared to last time, it's really not that bad. There are a few copper pipes that need to be cut. These are old and have already been replaced with some PEX lines. You can actually see this is for cold water, and then the one for hot water is insulated in there, and it's colored red. So a couple of random issues. If you recall earlier, the original shower came out about like 4 inches, and I never understood why. It turns out the reason is because there's an old air conditioning vent that was occupying that space. As a result, this was the old water line where the shower head was, so they had to bring it off of the wall. So I think they needed to create that cavity. You'll also notice this is how the PEX lines were run, was on top of this. So hopefully we'll continue more demolition, get rid of all of this stuff, and also, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. But yeah, we'll bury all of that, get the walls all insulated once the framing is done. Also, while we're at it, random electrical issues, like this is a very easy thing to fix, but given how quickly this project is going, I might just have an electrician come out here to make a whole bunch of fixes at the same time. So what I would like to happen is for this wire to be buried in the bay, run through here, insulation above and below, as well as a fire-rated expanding foam for this as well. So yeah, just a whole bunch of random things to clean up. Like I said, the framing, it does look like this has water damage, but closer inspection, like this is just dust, so I think it'll clean up just fine. It was completely dry. There might have been some old water damage, but honestly I think the boards are actually pretty good compared to last time. Another thing to mention is that on the right side as well, the tile also stuck out about like 4 or 5 inches. And we can see that there was an old copper pipe that was run here. This is the part that's like so mind-blowing to me, was there was a copper pipe run from the ceiling, and if you look in here, this bay, this opening is actually twice as thick as a normal typical bay. So you can see this is just the width of a 2x4. I think it's 3.5 inches. But up above you can see two 2x4s, and this is basically a plumber's wall, so it totally makes sense to run things like the drains and whatnot. But the fact that they ran this copper pipe outside of the plumber's wall is just, I just don't get it. Like, you lost 4 inches of shower space when it could have just, instead the pipe could have been like run through that space right there. So I just don't understand. This is also another thing I'm going to have cleaned up. This is a leftover from like some of the original wiring in the house. I know it's like colored completely differently, and I've seen this before, so I'm comfortable, touching this. As opposed to all my new stuff is all yellow. So, anytime that I see this, I'm gonna get these clipped, so there's just less things that are in the wall. I will put in some noise canceling insulation, so rock wool, so I can quietly use the toilet without announcing to the rest of the world. And where does this copper pipe go, you may wonder? Well, it actually has nothing to do with this shower space. On the other side is an old sink, and you can see that I've actually consolidated from 2 sinks to 1. So this doesn't actually go anywhere. It's not connected to anything. Something that I've mentioned before in other videos, when I first moved here, for the first 2 years I didn't have any hot water in the space. So that's the new vanity. And so when we redid the pipes, all the PIX pipes were run through the ceiling. The old ones, the original pipes, were run through the ground, and where my vanity was, I didn't have hot water in there for 2 years. When we opened up the foundation, we discovered that some of the pipes were bent. So I could have replaced the entire vanity and still would have had no hot water. So this house has really been a nightmare, full of surprises, and this is one of the very last renovations that I need to do to finish completely remodeling this space. So I'm very, very excited to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Shortly after, I'm going to be getting this window replaced as well, and you can kind of see the damage here. So I'm going to put something that is a single pane, big wide open space, tinted, STC rating of 34, so as the planes are flying over, it should be a little bit quieter. Also, it's hard to see here, but my air conditioning unit is literally right there. So I never really see myself opening this window. In addition, as the sun sets closer to 2 p.m., the sun is has just a direct beat on this window. So I could have covered it up, but I think putting in some like wooden blinds that tilt upward will still let some natural light in. I think this will look really open and cool. And eventually when I get to renovating the backyard, I'll have like a nice, beautiful garden space that I'll be looking at. And hopefully with some more privacy up above. So lots of random posts, but yeah, very excited. Demolition day is just cool.